Hey, cunts, don't forget to click the subscribe button.
One of my mentees in Hawaii was a sparring partner for Merriweather. Yeah. And Merriweather apparently paid him, I don't know, $2,000 a week to spar, which is considered high. I thought it was low, but it's considered high. And but not just, and he had sparred for a couple other guys. But today's fighters are pampered. That everybody's saying you're great, and of course they're taking the punches, and everybody else is saying how great you are. But I mean, I was really surprised at how pampered they were, and how they're like, well, they are world class athletes, a lot of them. But I mean that virtually nothing that they do isn't done for them, except for in the ring.
But the sparring partners, I mean, there's not a lot of other things they're going to do in their life. So,
yeah.
$2,000 a week's pretty good if you.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's what he thought. Well, he's selling real estate now in Hawaii. Yeah, but.
Yeah, I think we should probably pull that off the screen, if it's on to the.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't want to show that to anybody.
Yeah, how do we?
I'll fix it. Just move it back over.
Could have some competition tomorrow if we
in 2018 and so far in 2019, we've only had 3 of you butt heads with other mentees that I trained here. You've come across some other guys that are doing it free online, but only 3, and they were always over board members. They were never over deals, and they were over board members. And but you'd think that the world, vis-a-vis what we're doing, is there's no competition. And when you come up across against a guy or a gal that is learning it online, it's different. They say some of the same words you do, and right now we're putting the edict out. If they use my name, I'm going to chase them in court. But and some of the bankers and some of the KPMG, some of the big 4 accounting guys, I say, well, did you go to the castle? They're asking them because they know the drill. Well, no, and then, but I wrote a book 21 years ago that is now famous. I'm an overnight success after 20 plus years, but you just have no competition. It's unbelievable how fucking dead simple it is. The system's dead simple. It's not the dead simple doing some of the things that are required of you from an emotional point of view. I understand that. But the things, when you look at it on paper, there's no reason I shouldn't be able to do that. There's no reason I shouldn't be able, and you go down the list and you go, well, and then I exit and I'm rich. Well, fuck, I like this program. And
because nobody else is teaching it.
No.
And anybody that's qualified to teach it is not going to waste time with it.
No, absolutely.
They're doing it.
They're doing it. Yeah. I have guys that say, Dan,
retired or whatever they want.
Why are you doing this, Dan? It's just putting more competition. Not for me, I'm not doing it anymore. It's competition for you. But they're doing it for their own account. Because there's at least 100 guys out there that know how to do this, like I do. They don't have as many transactions because it's easy to fall into the trap of doing it the easy way. And that means you're going to have to talk to more motivated sellers to get a higher percentage of seller finance. And once you get a portfolio, like you do, it's just easier just to add it to the rent rolls, cross-collateralize it and do it. But that's, the big guys, the big developers like in Manhattan don't cross-collateralize shit. Doesn't happen. They don't even ask him the question. Well, fine, I'll go to the other bank. Because it's just known that if, and Trump when he was doing deals, and the various other big developers in Manhattan, one, they haven't put in their own money in decades. Their money in decades. And 2, the portfolios they have are not cross-collateralized. And success leaves clues. Because the big guys, they've been through up and down cycle of real estate property, and they know what goes away, what you gain goes away quicker in a down market. It seems like those calls for equity are just, they don't come every day, but now, especially because the big investment companies mark to the market. The Security Exchange Commission made a rule 4 or 5 years ago where you have to mark your assets to the market. And depending on what business you're in, either yearly, quarterly, and in some monthly. And the good news, like the KKRs and the Blackstones and the big, huge hedge fund guys have their portfolios online, and many of them have them marked to the market. Many of them have them marked to the market. In other words, saying what the valuation is. And every day that goes by sets a new world's record for this market. Every single day, because we're in the 11 and a half years of absolute increase at most of the time at a increasing rate. And again, I'm not the preacher of gloom and doom, but it'll end one day. And then, whenever it happens, years from now, wow, fuck, I wish Dan would have, old man would have hit that harder, when you lose half your portfolio because you're over leveraged and you didn't take any money out. That's why when the beauty of some of the other guys that I know that aren't my mentees, the beauty of your model is, Dan, you're taking money out of every fucking deal. That's the beauty. So at the end of a cycle, you got some money that you've taken out in transaction bonuses. Nobody else's model takes money out. So, and that's the beauty. And a few guys that I know that are big developers, that's where they got buried. They didn't refinance quick enough. They were waiting for that last 50 basis points, et cetera, and then they got creamed. They got killed. But your model, our model, takes out cash, except for the seller finance, the deals that are 100% seller finance, and then we've taught you how to take cash out of those later down the road. But that's the beauty of it, because you're not starving to death. Once you get past the first time you can pull money out, and you're not living on the tailpipe fumes of your empty gas tank.
But see, when you go for organic growth, it's all about not taking money out of you.
I understand.
You got to keep it in there all the time,
Okay.
And that's a problem.
I know it is a problem.
Because your personal bank account's not growing.
Correct.
The company might be getting bigger, but then you get a couple of
Yeah, but
hiccups.
your net worth is growing. You're rich on paper and poor in reality,
Yeah, or if something goes wrong, suddenly, there's that, you got issues with your business and you still don't have any money in your bank, in your personal bank account. So,
Yeah, and most of the guys we've already discussed, not just here, but across the universe, live off their businesses. Their kids' tuition, their mom's rental house. They're living off of the company and the business, which is the norm. Now, that's okay if you're never going to sell the business and you want to keep cash in a cigar box. That's cool. But to create generational wealth, and remember, 95% of all businesses worldwide don't sell, that'll go up for sale. 95%. And the reason they don't sell is because the mom and pop or whoever owns them is trying to get rich off one deal. They've worked 20, 30, 40 years. Well, it's time to cash in. And they're asking way an exorbitant amount. Whereas if you took money out every year on every deal that you did, you may have taken out more in cash than the thing's worth now. But that's why 95% of the deals don't sell. And the one deal that they were describing that with a business broker, and it's been on the market for I don't know how long, maybe a year, but at least a few months. And when they don't sell, it's because they're overpriced. The person's trying to get rich off one deal, and we all know that. How's your head?
Ready for more.
Oh, okay. Yes, sir.
You wanted us to remind you about that email this morning.
Oh, yeah, but I'm going to hand it out. Thank you. But I don't want you, I'm going to hand it out at the end because I don't want you to start reading it. I want you to read it, tonight when you go back to your room, whatever. I'd like to say that this is not typical, but it'd be a fucking lie. Okay, this email in particular is longer than normal. That they got killed, or ripped, deal stolen from them, but it's not unusual at all. And because people ask me, even on YouTube, why do you pound so much they're going to lose the deal to their chairman because it happens. And I don't want you, because then you don't go up on the big board. If the chairman takes a $50 million deal, I don't get any fucking credit for it. And that's why I pound it, because it happens. And, if I pound it enough, maybe, it'll preclude at least one or two of you from getting killed or a deal ripped. Because, when it happens, it's when you've worked the longest on a deal. It's going to change your lifestyle. It's going to do this or that. It's going to put more money in your pocket and on your net worth. And those are the ones that get stolen. Because the guys on your board know that too. They see the numbers, and they appreciate the numbers better than you because they've done this before. Now, they may have not stolen a deal before, but I believe that, where there's smoke, there's fire. If they're going to do it to you, they've done it to somebody else. And that's why in this email, he mentions the two people to make sure that none of you, I didn't recognize the names, but that doesn't mean that they're not your chairman. I'm hoping they're not your chairman, but I don't recognize any names. But tonight we eat in the pavilion tonight. It's fish and chip night. What time is it? 5:08. 5:08. Okay. Any questions about anything that we've covered? Now, we've still got several people that haven't done one presentation. If you haven't given one presentation, raise your hand. Fuck, okay. I didn't know it was that many, but anyway. And all the deals are different. And they're representative of, you don't always get the right information. Sometimes, a lot of the times the information you get is bullshit. Unless it's verified by a big top 10 accounting firm audit, I don't believe anything. I just don't. Because there's no law. The really shitty part is there's no law for me giving you shitty information. There's no law against it. There's a thing called caveat emptor, means let the buyer beware. It's Latin. Well, so the thieves from Brooklyn and the thieves from Paris and the thieves from South Africa who don't even know who fucking said that, still are operating their business like it, if he's not smart enough to figure it out himself. Yes, sir.
So you had mentioned, I think it was in a video, that you had mentioned, especially with business brokers, you actually have them at closing sign an affidavit verifying that the information they gave is true. Correct.
And if the broker is not willing to do that, then that's good enough reason to ask the seller. Well, there's a clause in your contract with him. If the information that he puts out isn't true, you can fire him. I've had, rarely, because somehow the brokers are better salespeople than you. They've sold them. They're the ones. They're the only ones that can save you. They're the only ones that are capable of selling this piece of shit. Okay? And in reality, they're not. But as your sales skills get better and you outsell the brokers to the motivated seller, that's the best of all worlds. But normally it doesn't happen the first time. Now, I'm not here to tell you that once in a while the kids hit it right out, just like Babe Ruth pointed for the home run, right out of the fucking park first time at bat. Boom! And everybody just looks at it as it sails over the back fence. But 90% of the guys and gals do it 3 or 4 or 5 transactions, so they build up 3 or 4 or 5 million in equity, so they've got skin in the game, and that's the normal path. It's not the only path, but it's a normal path. And I won't say it's the safest path, but it is the safest path. So I don't want you to, work on a $250 million deal and get so discouraged you quit. Okay? And one way of precluding that is you do 1, 3, 5, 7, 10. And then I even hate to use the words, you feel better about yourself. I don't want to get too artsy-fartsy about it. But you feel better about yourself. And It's, it's not dissimilar to athletic endeavors, which I'm no expert at winning at athletic endeavors, but I remember seeing people that used to be good athletes, that they can't beat us, etc. Any questions? Okay, we're meeting for there at 7, and tomorrow morning the same drill. We go through and we go a little bit of interview in the beginning, and then you go and you analyze more deals, and in the afternoon we come back and we'll get more deals done tomorrow because we don't have the pugilism. If there's nothing else, I'll see you guys at 7 o'clock. Thank you. Good.